Hey everybody, it's Aaron Hedenstrom here with Shreddin with Aaron. Today we're going to talk about giant steps, alright? The John Coltrane tune from the 1950s, sort of the first example of what we now call train changes. Train changes are an important thing in the history of jazz harmony. You see them all over the place, but at the time this was a very new thing, at least in the way that John Coltrane was doing it on the album Giant Steps. And what train changes are is it's basically the root movement of up a minor third, down a fifth. Okay, so you start with a key, in this case B major 7, but then it goes up a minor third to D7, down a fifth to G major 7. So this is obviously pretty simple, except that you're changing keys right here. So B major 7 is the key center, and then D7 is the dominant of the new key center. So D7 is the 5 of 1 in the key of G. So we're going 1, 5, 1. And then you go from there on that G major 7, then you go up a minor third again to a 5, 1 in the key of E flat. That's the essence of what train changes are. So when someone says, let's play train changes over this tune, what they're talking about is this root progression of up a minor third, down a fifth. All right, now I'm not going to get into all the chords of Giant Steps because that's something that you can look up on your own with a lead sheet. I will just get into it a little bit. So this is assuming that you kind of have the changes in front of you, or maybe you have them memorized or know them well enough to follow along. The important thing is that there's 3 major key centers in this tune. All right, with all the chords that are represented here moving by at such a rapid pace, there's really only 3 key centers: B major 7, E flat major 7, and G major 7. The roots of those chords are a major third apart from each other. B major 7, up a third is E flat major 7. E flat major 7, up a major third is G major 7, all right? So there's this sort of mathematical structure to this tune which gives it some symmetry and some reason and order. What I used to do when I was first starting out was I would think B major 7, D7, G major 7, B flat 7, E flat major 7. All right, it's a mouthful. And think about that going 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. That's fast. You can't process that with just thinking of the chord names. You need to think of it as 1, 5, 1, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 5, 1, 5, 1. Simplifies it. So now we're starting to think in terms of 2, 5, 1s in terms of the 1 of the 2, 5, 1. 2, 5, 1, or the 5 1s. And that's something you can do with any tune. That's something that you can practice and think about on your own. Let's get into the practical stuff though. Some people think practicing scale patterns and arpeggio patterns is really boring and lame, and how does this apply? And I think it applies a lot, so let me demonstrate. Just 1, 3, 5 of each chord. All right, now how does this apply? Do you want your solo to sound like that? No, of course not. That's pretty dull, right? But what we do want is to have that under our fingers so that we can get to the more creative stuff, right? If you don't know the fundamentals, then you can never get to the advanced stuff. It's just impossible. So this is just a baseline level of ability that you need to have over this tune to really play creatively. You can do 5-3-1. You can do 1-3-5-7. Then reverse that, 7-5-3-1. That one's tricky because it jumps around a lot. I've practiced that. You could do like scale patterns like 1-2-3-5. You can do the reverse of that. These are all just patterns that you want to have under your fingers so that in the moment when you want to string these together, then you have a lot of technique at your disposal. All right, now let's mix and match. Okay, so what I'm doing is going up 1, 2, 3, 5, then down on the next chord 5, 3, 2, 1. You can do this with any combination of patterns. You could do 1, 3, 5, 7, and then you could do 5, 3, 2, 1. Okay, that made me think a little bit, but it's good to be able to string these together in different patterns. And then once you've done this for a little while, now it's time to actually improvise. So let's practice that. Now you're just stringing them together as kind of as randomly, but also as fluidly as possible. All right, so this is just a start. I mean, there's more than one way of practicing over this tune. There's tons of different approaches that I haven't even touched on yet. So, you know, this is by no means like an exhaustive methodology on how to practice giant steps, but I'm just trying to give you kind of a fundamental understanding of how it works and why it's important. All right, everybody. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time, and keep shredding.